I'd be surprised if it went 7 games, Skip, but I am taking the Lakers. Because, Skip, I don't believe the Lakers can play any worse than what they played in the first half. If you look at their top 3 scores, Schroeder, LeBron, and AD, Skip, they were combined 4 for 28. Normally, you play that bad in the first half, regardless of who you're playing, you're going to you're going to lose. And they probably should have been down more than what they were actually down, even though Steph hit that 3-point shot, Skip, as time expired in the second half. But the Lakers got to play better. Skip, I love AD. Because I think AD has the ability to be an MVP. But I shouldn't have to, in my timeline, and I shouldn't have to read, AD, stop selling for jumpers. AD, you're great. AD, be great. AD, play great. You shouldn't have to reiterate that to him. But jumper is jumper, jumper, jumper. Now, I get it. Draymond is more than adequate down on the block. He's stronger than you think. And you're looking at him, he's only 6'7", but he's a hell of a defender now. You're just not finna run over him. But I believe AD is a better offensive player than Draymond is a defensive player. And that's not to take away from Draymond because he had a heck of a game last night. But AD got to stop selling. And if you look at what he did, Skip, when he last played them, he punished DeAndre Ayton. It wasn't no jumpers. He was down on the block. He was shooting a little mid-turnaround. He was in the lane, posted. He was doing all those things. And that's what they're going to need. I'm taking the Lakers in 6 because I believe as long as LeBron doesn't have any setbacks, Skip, the ankle will keep improving. Now, we know what the Suns represent. CP3 threw his hat in the MVP discussion. It doesn't matter what, Skip. He hasn't won it, but his teams always improve. They're better than what they were the year before he got there. So we know what book is, but all that being said, they don't have guys that can shoot it like what Steph Curry can shoot it. Steph Curry concerned me because I know he can get radioactive, and they have other guys that can get radioactive. This is a team that's more conventional. They have bigs, which plays to our strength. So I'm gonna take the Lakers. I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna go Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6.
Yeah.
And you were thinking of Lakers in 5?
No, I was thinking Lakers in 7, but I'm gonna go 6. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were not that impressed with what you witnessed last night?
From the Lakers?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't impressed. But to find a way to win, I think that's the mark of a really good team, is you play that bad and somehow still find a way to win. They weren't supposed to win that game, Skip. You can't shoot the way they shot the ball in the first half. You should have probably been down by 20 plus. But that suffocating defense, I told you it would come. I told you it would come. Hawk them, walk them down.
You just bully balled them.
Yeah,
That's what you did.
that's what we do.
Okay.
Gonna do it in Phoenix, too.
Before I launch on this, allow me to say that the Clippers were resting and watching and licking their chops last night over what they were seeing.
Okay.
They can't wait
to
get you in the conference finals. And they're hoping you survive to the conference finals so they can finish you off.
Skip, come on. With Kawhi averaging 15 points a game?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Just remember I'm saying this, okay? I kept telling you about Tom Brady last year. I'm telling you about the Clippers now. Here they come.
I know what you didn't do last summer.
So here's what you realized last night. You had a huge learn from this game, is that the guy that you keep crowing about over there does not fit and does not work. So you fell into something last night that opened your eyes and showed you that Andre the Giant, a.k.a. the Big Penguin, does not work.
He works.
He is a ball stopper and a lane clogger, and they tried to do it in the first half, and it was just a disaster. Nobody could make a shot because they're trying to work around that giant body in the middle of the lane. He just gets in the way, and he can't score it consistently enough to merit the space that he eats in the middle of your offense. So what did they do in the second half? They said enough of that. Am I right?
Well, Skip, he got in foul. He be getting ticky-tack fouls, Skip, that really takes him out of his rhythm.
Yeah. Well, I think he should be taken out of the rotation.
I know that's what you want, because you don't want us to get no offensive rebounds and putbacks. That's why you want him out the game.
You've been beating the drum's drum over there, and he's just wrong. I said it from day one. Kareem Abdul-Drummond does not fit or work.
Watch what he does to Ayton.
And guess what? You're going to need that guy named Gasol who's still lost down the bench. You're going to need him at some point.
But you know what happened last night, Skip? The guy that really hurt us last night was Schroeder. And you see what they did, because they got that lead, and then they took Caruso out, put Schroeder in. And what happened? Golden State goes on a run and gets back in the lead. And then he goes ISO ball 1-on-5. Frankie V called a timeout and got his butt up out the game. Caruso came back in there, we won the game. Schroeder is trying to prove now, Skip, that he can score in the playoffs. Schroeder playing for the wrong reasons. Schroeder playing for a contract. He's trying to get 5 for 125. That's what Schroeder's doing.
We have internal dissension. We have it right here, right now.
I don't know.
LeShannon says we have dissension in our ranks.
No. I don't know how they think. I'm just talking about what I see.
Okay.
Because you, Skip, 3 of 14, he had a -20. Nobody, I mean, -20, nobody else was even the next closest was KCP -7. Even Andre the Giant, as you call him, was only -1. Schroeder was -20. What would go, Jay?
Bad game for little Dennis the Menace, right? He was menacing you.
Yeah, Skip.
Right?
And what can't you do, Skip? You can't foul a three-point shooter. He fouled Steph. We had the momentum. We up 7. We gonna make this run, blow this thing open, and he come right in the game and foul Steph.
Okay. Now, on to the Phoenix Suns. I have nothing but respect for Monty Williams, one of my favorite coaches. He is the coach of the year, and he deserved it. They went 51-21. They led the NBA in road wins with 24. That's special.
That is,
That's hard to do. They are 4th in offensive efficiency and 9th in defensive efficiency. So when you're top 10, top 5, it works. That's what just happened. And obviously, Chris Paul should have been at least in the MVP conversation.
He's going to get some votes, Skip.
He's going to get some votes because he was the veteran catalyst for this team this year. Obviously, they've got young talent. But here's the point. It's completely inexperienced young talent when it comes to this stage at this level of playoff basketball.
That's what the Pelicans need. They need a Chris Paul. They need a veteran.
Once upon a time, they had him. And they nearly drove my Spurs out of the playoffs just because of that little pit bull that was Chris Paul.
You're right.
Okay, so now let's boil this down. I don't think Phoenix can win more than one game off your team. And I'm not even sure they can win that one game, and it's because of experience. Because when I look at this, LeBron James, your man, the GOAT, you say, the king, 260 playoff games he's played. Think of that, 260. Guess what? That is about 40 more than the totality of playoff games played by Phoenix Suns. So he's played almost 40 more playoff games than the whole Phoenix roster has. What does that tell you? And by the way, we shouldn't just stop with LeBron, because Gasol, I just mentioned, he'll get back in the rotation. He's played 94 playoff games. He's been there and done all that, right? And we start going down the line, and AD's played 34, Schroeder's played 46, most of them for the Thunder. Trez has played 26, Wesley Matthews 46, KCP 25 mostly last year. Markeith's played 45 playoff games. Even Jared Dudley, not that he's going to get in the game, he's played 42.
He ain't going to get in the game.
Okay, but he's there. He's part of it. He's the mascot, and he's the halftime speech maker. That's what LeBron said, that Jared and Markeith were the two who spoke up at halftime and read them the riot act.
Yeah, if you watch Skip during the game, Keith was always in everybody's ear. When they shooting the free throws or timeout, he's talking to everybody.
Okay, I got it. So the problem is, after Chris Paul's 109 playoff games, you got Jay Crowder's played 72, and then the starting lineup dwindles to 0. Because you mentioned Devin Booker, he's 0. And Bridges is 0. And DeAndre Ayton is 0 playoff games. And now you're throwing him into the fire against the king in his court?
You see, Skip, you remember the Flintstones, and they had a guy on there named Slip Rock. And he was bad luck, because anytime he came around, something bad was going to happen. And every time you start talking good about the Lakers, just like last night, they're going to blow them out. They're going to mop the floor because the Warriors, you bad luck. I know what you're doing. Stop doing that.
Maybe there's method to the madness.
I know there's method to your madness. You want them to get beat so bad, but don't do that, Skip.
No, when I really feel that somebody can beat them, I will tell you that. And I'm on the record. If they get to the Clippers, they will lose. And I will be on the record before it happens.
What you mean if we get to the Clippers? If the Clippers get to us?
Well, you can...
If the Clippers get to us?
Okay, but here's the point. They have a great first draw, 7 versus 2, because if I look hard at what happened to Phoenix when the pressure started to get to them, because the pressure rose over the last week because they had a real shot at being the one seed.
They did.
And what started happening? Nothing that great, because all of a sudden they lose 3 late games, and one of them was at your place. And there was no King. With no LeBron James, it was just AD and a whole lot of AD.
And no Schroeder. I don't think Schroeder was there either.
Schroeder was COVID. He was gone. And AD goes 42-12 with 3 steals and 3 blocks and annihilated DeAndre Ayton by himself.
Yeah.
He just ate him alive and spat him out in the middle of the floor at Staples.
Gonna do it again.
Wow. I think you will too, because again, DeAndre Ayton's not ready for this moment yet. He's a nice young player, but he's still very young. And he plays young to me. He plays hesitantly, like he's not sure how to do it yet. He hasn't sort of grown into his body, into his physique just yet. So they beat you. The Lakers beat Phoenix badly with no LeBron and no, now he's your favorite target, Schroeder.
Ain't no favorite target. You know, you saw it.
You said it.
Did you see last night?